Okay, the first stroke that we're going to use the rubber band for clear. And when you're working on the clear, that's it, the rubber band is already put it on your frame. So make sure that when you practice it on it, that you have to keep your arms and then your elbows up. Every time when you're doing it, when you have to feed a little bit like slower at the beginning, and so that you can continue to work on these whips. And then you're not going to put your elbow or shoulder down, and you continue whipping like this. And you're feeding your whip, you're feeding your whip. No matter you do 15 shots or 30 shots, and you just continue doing this. Okay, you can see every time when I'm moving my wrist, it's a kind of a little bit heavy because the racket head is like floating forward. But if I'm not going to put the rubber band on it, that's not 30 grams heavier, so my wrist will probably just go halfway. But if you put the rubber band on, then you can see that every time when I'm doing it, the racket head will going much lower and lower. So this is how you generate power, from your wrist. And you continue like practicing like this and do the clear. So after you're doing like one set of maybe 30 shots of multiple bird, then you switch it back to your own racket. And then basically you're using the same stroke, you keep your racket up and then your racket is lifting up like this. Every time when you hit the bird, you turn your wrist, and each time when you turn your wrist and your fingers go forward. You can see the whip is much faster. And then we're only using our wrist and we're not using our arm because we want to generate power from your wrist and finger, but not on your arm. If we want to generate power on your arm, then we were using the heavier racket. But this is not what I want. Because in singles, we will try to using more wrist and more snapping stroke, and so that we will hit the shot more accurate. So that's why we want to use the rubber band to help you generate more power from your wrist and finger. So after that, you do another set of 30 shots, and you keep on doing the swing, right? Right? And make sure when you're doing it that your two fingers has to be loose. You can't hold it up too tight. If you hold it up too tight, then your wrist cannot go down. So you have to hold it, the grip, like shake hand with the handle, like a little bit loose, and so that you can throw your racket head forward. Then this is the way how you can generate more power when you hit the bird more like accurate, and then more power and with the speed. That's called clear.